what Peter has to tell us.
All right, who likes milk and cookies? Anybody? Online? Yep, great. I love milk and cookies. It's kind of a thing as a kid, like a bedtime snack. My favorite, Oreos. And you got to have that 100% whole milk, pasteurized. Dip that thing in, and you got to hold it in just long enough for the cookie just to start to get soft, but not too soft that it crumbles apart. That's perfect. So I think that's a treat, a real treat. And if I could give an award to people in my life that I've collaborated with, especially around the Christmas and holidays, I would love to give them milk and cookies or whatever treat that they would like. But milk and cookies would be my choice, of course. So I've had a few recent Christmas stories, I would call them, that have happened, plus an old one that I want to share with you. Excuse me. So last weekend, I get this phone call from my son. So my son doesn't call me very often. And he has 2 of my 6 grandkids. I know what you're thinking. Peter, you're way too young and handsome to have 6 grandkids. I know. So he has three of the 6 grandkids. The phone rings, and I'm like, hello? And he's like, you're Santa Claus. I'm like, okay. And then he shouts out, and I realized quickly he's in the car with the 2 youngest grandkids. So 3 and 5. Hey kids, it's Santa on the line. And I'm like, oh, Merry Christmas. I start talking like Santa. And so the kids are all excited, like, oh, hi, Santa Claus. Like, they're so pumped. And so I play Santa for a couple of minutes there. And, I tell them, be good so you get on the nice list and all that and say goodbye. To this day, they have no idea that it was their grandpa that was on the phone. They were so convinced that their dad had called up Santa Claus and talked to him. So we collaborated very quickly on that to make a fun experience for the grandkids. So that was fun. The other recent one is something my girlfriend did for me. And this was awesome. So I had this tiny little Christmas tree last year, like Charlie Brown Christmas tree, like this big. And I put some lights and some decorations on it. For a bachelor pad, that's pretty good. It's not bad, it's something. So I've been helping her with some projects around the house, and we've been going to Lowe's a lot. And Lowe's had all their Christmas trees out. I started looking at the Christmas trees, and I spotted this Christmas tree that I fell in love with. I was crazy about this Christmas tree. It had like 500 lights on it, all these LEDs, and it would do all these different colors. It had a built-in Bluetooth speaker, so you could play music right with it. And when you play music through the speaker, the lights dance to the music. $358 for this Christmas tree. And I'm like, oh, okay, I'm gonna wait till after Christmas, after the holidays, get it on a bargain. That's a lot of money to spend on a Christmas tree. I see no reason to do that. Well, I did such a good job on her projects around the house. She thought it'd be awesome to buy me this Christmas tree. And she did. And on top of that, help me decorate it, because I would have no clue what ornaments or what things to put on there. My only rule, no glitter, which is exactly the opposite of how she would decorate it, because she loves glitter. But she followed my rule, no glitter. So I have a beautiful Christmas tree now with all the lights, plays the music, it's fantastic. So the final Christmas story started out kind of rough. So when I was a kid, probably 10, 11, 12 years old, somewhere in there, my mom, single mom, raising me, my 2 sisters, my older brother, and we were poor, okay? I mean, poor. And mom comes to us and basically says, Christmas isn't happening this year. Like, we got no money, we got nothing. Of course, as kids, we're like, well, that sucks. No Christmas. We had this family friend, Mr. Shire. And this guy was a crazy old coot, but one of the most giving, caring people that I know. He didn't have a lot of money either. But he shows up at our house on Christmas Day with all kinds of gifts that somehow he was able to get. New bicycles. They weren't brand new bicycles like you bought right off the shelf in the box. They were like from the secondhand store bicycles, but they were bicycles that we didn't have before. And he comes knocking on the door, ho, 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 and he's this big guy, and he had a big beard anyway. He looked like Santa Claus, and brought us those gifts. So that was amazing to have that kind of change around where we're going. Christmas Day is the worst to a pretty awesome excitement. So all those people in my life deserve milk and cookies. So the next time you're thinking about milk and cookies and you're deciding on a cookie, you're going to get that gluten-free, nut-free vegan cookie. You're welcome, Laura. Or, you know, with the coconut, almond, oat milk, whatever that you're going to dip it in. Just remember, hey, you know what? There are a lot of good things that happen, and a lot of people deserve something of a gift. And the next time you have milk and cookies, I hope you'll remember a positive thing that you could do for someone else. Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster.
We should get Peter milk and cookies for doing that.
That sounds good.
Take